Hi, I'm Eric Button. I'm a proud alumni of Burning Tree, and I'm in family services, and I do business development for Burning Tree. Burning Tree Programs is a family-owned and creates specialized ethical treatment programs for the alcoholic and addict who still suffers. With that purpose, we have four programs. Burning Tree Ranch, founded in 1999 by our owner, David Elliott, is outside in Kaufman, Texas, outside of Dallas. It is a long-term residential treatment center for men and women who are chronic relapsers. Average length of stay is anywhere from 8 to 14 months of residential, and we have a year of what we call transitions. In 2004, David Elliott created Burning Tree Lodge outside of Austin and Elgin. A couple of years ago, he brought on a gentleman named Peter Pirano, and he is our chief operating officer. He helped rebrand the lodge. It's now known as Renewal Lodge by Burning Tree. It is a 30, 60-day in-network provider for men and women. It's in network with all major insurance companies in the United States. It is a clinically advanced mindfulness approach to the 12 steps. Earlier this year, David Elliott teamed up with Jessica and Josh Slay and reopened Awakening's Hill Country. Awakening's Hill Country is an all-women's treatment center in network with several insurance companies. Fredericksburg is right there in the Hill Country. Beautiful, serene area, allows the women to engage in the 12 steps and gives them the space where they can do some real trauma work with a clinically advanced team. And David Elliott found his path of freedom in Tucson, Arizona. So he created a young adult program with a collegiate track called Burning Tree West. We also have some sober living homes out there for men and women. So without any further chitter chatter, I want to bring on one of my great friends in this industry. She's in Huntington Beach, California. Melissa Goodman. You're in what?
Newport Beach.
Newport Beach. I mean, it's all beach out there. Melissa Holmes Goodman, founder, CEO of Casa Capri Women's Recovery out there in the on the West Coast. So welcome. How are you, Melissa?
Hi, good. Thanks for having me, Eric, Mr. Butt.
Yeah.
You can dabble.
What year did you create Casa Capri?
Casa Capri was founded in 2011.
That's awesome.
So 2011. I know. So 2011, all women's. At that time, we were really the only all women's, very structured, sober living home.
Yeah.
In Costa Rica. Yeah. That's how we were founded.
So you guys have evolved.
We've evolved. Some of it as we've evolved as the need has evolved. And now we are primary residential and detox treatments still with our primary. We never lost the focus. We're still just women focusing on women. But we've just developed and we've honed in on women's issues, substance abuse, specializing in women's issues.
What are some women issues, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, women's issues, I would say, I don't think I'm wrong here. I don't think I've missed any of this, but what we found is with substance abuse comes a secondary attachment disorder, love addiction, attachment disorder, and most of the time some type of disordered eating, even if it's not a true diagnosed eating disorder, a disordered eating. So I would say between the attachment, all of it with an underlying trauma. I know that's a big buzzword, but you know, as you unpeel it, that's really what's underneath it.
I know when earlier this year I got to come out and see your clinical offices and your community center, And I was really blown away with the lady that you had creating an avenue for women to explore themselves in using art.
Oh, Belle.
Yes,
Oh,
Belle.
did you
Tell
do
us
something?
about what Belle and what gets created in that magical space with her.
Oh God, Belle is something. Belle's a little bit, we call her ballerina around here. Um, Belle really, not only does she help the women create art in a specific group, but what's really neat and what she's done is she's created an art center. So the women can go do art anytime they want to. I'll send you pictures, but we've
Yeah.
got their group room is just covered in art that the gals have created. And we send care packages home. They take it when they move out, and they decorate. Sometimes they find passion and things they didn't even know, creative avenues they didn't know they had. It's really fun, as you saw.
Yeah, and as I was out there,
You got
Bella,
a
created an orange stress ball for me, and I forgot it's on my desk up in my office over here, and I should have brought it on the show. It just dawned on me. So, Melissa, how did you? I know you started in this field as all of us did, being a tech and working and doing just about every job that is required to help people find freedom. What is it that told you you wanted to open one family owned women's treatment center?
Well, I would say, as you pointed out, I've just, as I'm a product of recovery, fortunately. But I just started saying yes. I got sober and I got struck with yes, even though I didn't want to. Well, if that's a thing, but I found out I'm a hard worker in spite of, my 32 years of prior experience, what that showed. I actually am a hard worker, and just saying yes, showing up, and doors and avenues just opened, and I like to say, I believe, it was pretty divine. It just sort of, things opened, and it was paved, and I grabbed it and ran with it. So I don't think it was necessarily anything super special that I did, other than right place, right time.
Can you describe for me the magic of when a woman helps another woman on this path of recovery?
Absolutely. I'm a firm believer that, well, first let me back up and say that I don't think I'm alone here when I say that most women come into recovery not trusting other women. Some people say they don't like other women. I say we don't trust each other, but it's based on we don't like ourselves, right? So once one woman finds her truth and starts to really love, I think it's the authenticity, and I think that's recognizable in someone. I think we start to recognize that in each other, that authenticity, and I think it's contagious. And I think that people just start dropping their guards. We just start dropping our guards, and that's how, and then we're just like little magnets, and then we become little sponges, and we just start to feed off of each other. And we learn how to be women through watching each other and imitating each other.
Right.
I think that's magic.
Oh,
that's how I learn.
Yeah. I know, I've been over your programs several times, and everybody clients to staff, everybody is just so happy. It's so contagious, and that's something that it's just spontaneous. And I've always told you, there's something special about women being empowered and being free, and to know that they're independent, that they don't, society tells us all this other stuff, or I've even heard it from parents, and I hate repeating this, but I remember a mom telling me years ago. She said, "Well, if she would just get a better boyfriend, I think everything would be all right." And it floored me. It floored me. And
but
say that
Eric,
again.
That's where I come from. I mean, God bless my parents, but I mean, that's certainly where I come from. If she would get the better boyfriend, if she looked a certain way, if she got the better education, if, and there was a lot of unspoken, but unfortunately a lot of stuff came out of, God bless my parents, but a lot of stuff came out of their mouths. But then on the flip side of that was a lot of, you can do anything you want,
Right.
You can do whatever you want, but if you would do A, B, and C, and if you would break up with him, and why did you break up with him, and what, he's a loser, and this guy's bad, all of that, and you'll never be able to take care of yourself, and that's too hard, and we'll always have to take care of you. Mixed messages, right?
Mixed messages.
Big time.
So I know that Casa Capri has evolved, and now you have you have like a whole community, right?
Yeah.
Your houses are very together. I mean, it's a cohesive unit now. Tell us about that.
Well, it really is. If anybody that knows about California, Southern California in particular, the model of, you have to license these individual homes, right? That's kind of the model. 6-bed licensed homes. Well, we were very fortunate, and a few years ago, I was offered some homes that were all together, that were connected, and so I slowly took them over as I could, and so they're connected, all on one little cul-de-sac connected, and then the state of California has offered this integral license. So instead of having these each individual licenses, you can get one license at umbrellas. And so the girls can all group in community together, which is just unbelievable. They sleep in the individual homes, but they can do groups and community together. And it's just beautiful and wonderful. It's exactly how I would imagine treatment to be.
And then not far from the John Wayne Airport is your clinical offices or company offices. And I was blown away with the space, just the vibe of it. And how did you know that was the place for you to have your clinic? What told you that was the place?
I think it was the second place I looked at. As you know, I had a partner, and we're no longer partners as of a year and a half ago, January 1st, 2020. And while it was, it had run its course, we had been great partners for a long time, and it had run its course. And so when we were looking, I gave my realtor, who I am very close to, happens to be my husband, and gave him parameters of what I was looking for, and he sort of knows my taste and what I needed. And he showed me one, and I was like, "This is not it." And he goes, "Well, I have one more." And he took me there, and I said, "This is sort of it." And then the realtor goes, "Well, I have one more thing to show you." And we walked through a back door into this, and it was in shambles. It was like, this place looked like, it had been through an earthquake. And I go, "This is it. I'll take this. Thank you." And anyway, I knew that it was it. I felt it when I walked in.
Yeah.
But that's how it was.
Well, I know you have
close.
Say that again.
So they got close. I just had to push them and make them, until I got
you're a very strong, independent woman who are leading quite a. I mean, you have almost 25 ladies working at Casa Capri.
Yeah, I do.
And you are a true all women's program helping women. I mean, that is that's the American dream, you know.
I mean, I do. I pinch myself sometimes. I do.
I
I
know.
pinch myself.
And you're a mother of two beautiful little girls.
I am.
As you shared with us, your husband is in real estate, and he helped you find the property where your clinical office is. So tell me, how has things shifted in Orange County in the past year? Or the past couple years? Has it become more collaborative? Has a lot of the, the not so ethical players, have they moved on?
I think I sort of walked around like this during the height of everything, and people would be like, so and so. I'd be like, who are you talking about? I've never heard of that. And just tried to stay in my lane, and as much as I could. I mean, there was a lot of bombs going off right, literally next to me, and I would just, just doing this, and so I have found my allies for sure. There are a lot of people, that it's surprise. I'm always, never be surprised, but surprised.
Yeah.
The people that say one thing and do another, but don't be surprised at that. But I have certainly found my allies, and there are, just luck. And, there are wonderful people around here doing wonderful things for the right reasons, helping a lot of people. And those that aren't, I just
don't pay attention.
To each their own.
And I know this, you're very much an advocate for, you have helped a lot of ethical partners there in your area, unite and with the common goal of continuing to help people, because it's a magical place to go to Orange County or to Southern California, close to the beach, and there's some magic about finding a power greater than yourself there and working the steps. What are some of what are your ladies getting to do right now? How are you all coming out of some quarantine? Are you going to meetings yet, or is that a touchy subject?
Well, the Newport Club just opened, actually, and I think they have a couple of meetings a day, and we have not braved the storm yet, as that, so to speak. But we just decided that a couple of the gals, we have just recently partnered with someone who has some sober living beds in Newport that has generously allowed our girls with our rules to live there, which has been tremendous. It's been spectacular. But anyway, so those girls, but we haven't even moved in yet because I've been worried about COVID-19. Listen, I'm a little slow to a lot of things, but we will, and I'm going to be okay. But I'm just now worried about curfew, and, I'm just a little cautious. So we'll continue, we're very limited on our beds. I like the partnerships we have, and we're being able to refer out when appropriate, so we're just going to be very cautious for right now, but we like the Zoom meetings. We have speakers that come in. I'm surprised at how well the girls have adjusted, but we think that maybe, the fact that the whole world has kind of been shut down right now, maybe gives people, they're just a little more relaxed about it. I don't know, but I don't know. It's a new normal, I guess. But as things open up, we'll do it.
Yeah. So share with us. I know you guys are in network helping women with TRICARE, which is huge.
Yeah. And
you're in network with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Anthem, yes.
Anthem, which is a big provider out there in California. Anything else?
Like just signed, and it hadn't come in yet. I mean, I'm giving you firsthand. You're getting it. You're hearing it here first.
Yes.
Beacon. Beacon. I just saw that. It hadn't come in yet. Hadn't gone live. It hadn't gone active. Sign, and then soon right behind that. There are a couple others. I'll wait, but at least I signed that one. That one's good, so I'm excited about that.
I have always been fond of you and your mission and the magic of women's treatment. I mean, that's one of the reasons that I'm also fond of Awakening's Hill Country that Burning Tree helped reopen.
Right.
And it's I'm just so honored to have you on the show. Say that again.
Congratulations on that. More women's treatment needed for sure.
Yeah. And really enjoyed having Jen Ramsden, one of your, I mean, she's just a bubbly, she's a direct reflection of you and what you bring to this industry. So.
Oh, well, I love her. And thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, Casa Capri Recovery, Women Helping Women. And you have a wonderful day. Okay.
Okay. Well, and thank you. And thanks for not making this a confrontation. I was worried, but I do have both feet on the ground, just so you know.
You're in open body position.
Both feet are on the ground right now.
All right.
Okay.
Good seeing you, Melissa. Bye.
Bye.
So, Burning Tree Programs is family owned, and it creates specialized programs. We have 4 of them for the chronic relapser and the alcoholic and addict who still suffers. These 4 programs, the first one was created in 1999 by our owner and founder, David Elliott, Burning Tree Ranch, which is outside of Dallas and Kaufman, Texas. It is a 12-step based, 8 to 14 month residential treatment center with a year of transitions. In 2004, David Elliott opened up Burning Tree Lodge. Burning Tree Lodge has now been rebranded. It's Renewal Lodge by Burning Tree. It is a 30, 60-day in-network with all major insurance companies in the United States, clinically advanced mindfulness approach to the 12 steps. It's in Elgin, Texas, about 23 miles east of Austin. Earlier this year, almost 4 months ago, David Elliott teamed up with Jessica and Josh Slay to reopen Awakening's Hill Country, which is an all-women's treatment center like Casa Capri, very focused on trauma alleviation or clinically advanced to work on trauma, 12-step approach. And then David Elliott found his path of personal freedom in Tucson, Arizona. He created a young adult program there with Josh New. It has also got a collegiate track. It also offers some sober living beds for men and women. And it's called Burning Tree West. So